Good evening. Tonight, we delve into the intricate web of global news that continues to shape the world around us. Our first story takes us to the heart of Europe, where the Ukraine-Russia conflict remains a critical focal point of international attention. Recent developments have seen intensified battlefield movements as Ukrainian forces continue their push to reclaim territory in the eastern regions. The strategic city of Bakhmut once again sees heavy combat, with Ukrainian officials reporting gains in the outskirts, while Russian forces reinforce their positions. Diplomacy efforts have not waned, as Western nations persist in pushing for renewed talks between the two sides. However, these conversations remain fraught with challenges, as fundamental disagreements persist over the borders and political autonomy of disputed regions. The international community watches closely as this conflict, already claiming thousands of lives and displacing millions, appears no closer to resolution. In the Middle East, the dynamics of the Israel-Palestine conflict continue to evolve. Over the past 24 hours, there have been significant escalations in Gaza, with reports of increased military activity and urgent calls for humanitarian access. The United Nations has issued appeals for all parties to allow aid to reach civilians, particularly in areas heavily affected by recent exchanges. Diplomatic avenues are being pursued vigorously, with intermediaries from various nations engaging both Israeli and Palestinian representatives in a bid for de-escalation. Newly proposed confidence-building measures are on the table, yet skepticism remains high on both sides due to historical grievances and recent setbacks in peace talks. The regional impact of these tensions extends far beyond the immediate geographical confines, influencing broader Middle Eastern geopolitical alignment. Switching focus to the global economic landscape, we observe a period of significant fluctuation and realignment in markets worldwide. Central banks are at the forefront, with the U.S. Federal Reserve and the European Central Bank making statements that indicate potential shifts in monetary policies aimed at curbing persistent inflation. These announcements have led to widespread speculation among investors and economists alike, predicting adjustments in interest rates over the coming months. Stock markets have responded with a mixed performance, reflecting underlying uncertainties. Meanwhile, energy prices remain a critical concern, driven by supply chain disruptions and geopolitical tensions. The movement of crude oil prices continues to impact inflation figures, consumer sentiment, and ultimately, economic growth trajectories across different regions. Turning to environmental issues, an alarming situation unfolds as extreme weather events cause significant disruptions and humanitarian challenges. The latest reports highlight devastating floods in Southeast Asia, affecting thousands of communities and leading to large-scale evacuations. International relief efforts are underway, with the coordination of aid proving crucial for timely responses. This situation once again underscores the increasing frequency and intensity of climate-related incidents and calls into question the global capacity to adapt and mitigate future occurrences. Governments and international organizations are being urged to prioritize climate resilience and sustainable development in their policy agendas, recognizing the existential threat posed by ongoing environmental changes. Lastly, we explore the shifting sands of geopolitics with a focus on the latest maneuvers by global superpowers. The United States has intensified diplomatic efforts in the Asia-Pacific region, seeking alliances and partnerships to counterbalance China's growing influence. Recent trips by high-ranking U.S. officials to countries in Southeast Asia signal a renewed commitment to the Indo-Pacific's strategic importance. Conversely, China has continued to expand its footprint across Africa and Latin America, strengthening trade and infrastructure ties. These developments illustrate a complex dance of power and influence, as nations strive to assert their interests and build coalitions in an increasingly multipolar world. Conversations at international summits reflect these tensions, as countries navigate the balance between cooperation and competition on the world stage. In conclusion, these stories paint a multifaceted picture of the current global landscape. The challenges faced by nations are deeply interconnected, with military conflicts, economic volatility, environmental crises, and geopolitical shifts converging in ways that affect every corner of the globe. As citizens and policymakers, staying informed and engaged is more important than ever, as we collectively navigate these turbulent times. Thank you for joining us tonight, and stay tuned for continued coverage and analysis.